All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. So as you know, Gears of War was one of Microsoft's biggest franchises during the Xbox 360 era. And while the IP still has a massive fan base, there's no denying that it's largely given up its place as the Xbox mainstay. The last mainline Gears game dropped 5 years ago, and we still haven't gotten a trailer for the next one, nor have we gotten any news about the long-rumored Remastered collection. But not too long ago, some very interesting leaks started trickling out, and in today's video, we're going to be covering everything. We have a lot to go over, guys, so check the video chapters for easy viewing. And without further delay, let's get started. Real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by World of Tanks. Now, World of Tanks on PC delivers a unique blend of intense action, strategy, customization, and an active community, creating a compelling gaming experience for video game enthusiasts. Clicking the link in the description grants you in-game bonuses whether you're a newcomer or a returning player. World of Tanks offers real-time epic battles, providing an intense strategic combat experience that appeals to action and shooting game enthusiasts. With a vast variety of vehicles from different nations and eras, players can command iconic tanks ranging from powerful heavy tanks to fast and agile vehicles. The game emphasizes strategy, requiring players to plan their moves, choose positions wisely, and collaborate with their team to secure victory, providing an intellectually stimulating gaming experience. Players can personalize their tanks with a multitude of options, from camouflage skins to performance upgrades, offering a unique and customized gaming experience. Join a passionate global community of World of Tanks players, share your experiences, and participate in community events and competitions for total immersion. Detailed and realistic graphics immerse players in a beautifully rendered battlefields, delivering an immersive and captivating visual experience. World of Tanks regularly features special events, missions, and content updates, providing constant variety and renewed challenges to keep players engaged. World of Tanks is free to play, offering a quality experience without an initial cost. Players can invest time to progress or choose to enhance their experience with optional in-game purchases. So download World of Tanks today by clicking the link in the description, and that will grant you in-game bonuses whether you're a newcomer or a returning player. And thanks again to World of Tanks for sponsoring today's video. So Gears 6 has reportedly been in the works for years now, but Microsoft still hasn't formally announced it. The last entry, Gears 5, dropped in early 2019, and while it had a lot of good traits, it's seen by many in the Gears community as a bit of a mixed bag. The gameplay was solid and there was a ton of good ideas, but the campaign was extremely divisive because of its ending, and the Horde mode took a few steps in the wrong direction. The Coalition took over development of Gears of War from Epic Games after the original trilogy, but since then, I think a lot of longtime fans have been patiently waiting for them to really blow us away. Gears 4 and Gears 5 both had really good ideas, but failed to hit the same kind of critical acclaim and popularity that the original trilogy did. Gears 6 has quite a bit riding on it, and according to the leaks, the Coalition has some pretty interesting ideas of how they're going to put the spotlight back on this series. Now, a few months ago, some trusted gaming insiders claimed that Gears 6 was going to expand upon the open world ideas of Gears 5, and possibly even make the entire Gears 6 campaign into one big sandbox. In case you skipped out on Gears 5, roughly half of it was traditional level based, like the original Gears of War, but the other half was a sandbox based experience with a bunch of random collectibles and secrets to discover. It was a decent idea, but most of the Gears community agrees that open world sections of the last game were the worst part of it because of how slow they moved and how empty the sandboxes were. Gears of War is all about the high stakes and explosive combat, so having to slow everything down to traverse around a mostly empty sandboxes rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I really don't blame them. So does this mean that Gears of War 6 is going to be doomed for disaster because the whole thing is going to be open worlds? Well, I for one have a couple opinions on this. For starters, it's not 100% confirmed that Gears of War 6 is going to be a full-fledged open world game, but it also should be expected that the Coalition is going to learn from the criticisms of their last game. I think if they do decide to make Gears 6 fully open world, they'll probably end up making the sandbox more alive and active, allowing for more combat opportunities and excitement, especially when going from place to place. I think there's also a good chance that the open world is structured like Lego Marvel Superheroes. Who remembers that game? Anyone? No? Just me? Okay. Where the open world sandbox features a bunch of starting points for linear missions that take place completely separated from the map itself. So that way we could still get the more traditional Gears of War experience, but with the open world sandbox as a kind of connecting device between the main plot missions. I don't think the Gears community should instantly be upset about Gears 6 being fully open world, but at the end of the day, I don't blame you for being cautious because of the open world sections of Gears 5 were definitely the weakest part of the campaign. But in addition to the open world rumors, some trusted insiders recently stated that Gears 6 is going to be officially revealed at the upcoming June Xbox Game Showcase, and apparently it looks absolutely incredible. The original Gears of War was an important moment for HD gaming, and the original trilogy was frequently pushing the boundaries of what was possible with Xbox's hardware. Gears 5 did something similar, and frankly, it's still one of the best looking games available on Xbox, especially after the Series X update. According to the insiders, Gears 6 is going to be a game that really really shows off of what the hardware of the Series X is capable of, featuring incredible visuals and excellent optimization, which I think Xbox could really use right now. The Series X can certainly pump out some impressive visuals, but the optimization is really what's struggling, which is why games like Starfield and Hellblade 2 can look amazing in screenshots, but still cap out at 30 FPS. But if these leaks are true, Gears 6 is not only going to look incredible, but it's going to play incredible as well, which I can't wait to see that in motion. But with that being said, there are a lot of people that aren't actually all that excited for Gears 6 due to how much the Coalition's version of Gears of War seems to have strayed away from the original Epic Games trilogy, and honestly, I don't blame you. Gears of War is in a similar situation that Halo was in for the longest time, where people wanted to play Bungie's version of Halo, but all they were getting was 343's version. Do you want to know how Microsoft compromised? The Master Chief Collection. Several gaming insiders have claimed that Microsoft has quietly been working on an MCC-style re-release of the original Gears of War trilogy, which I think would be awesome. According to the insiders, the Gears of War collection would feature Gears 1, 2, and 3 in their entirety, meaning the campaigns, multiplayers, and horde modes would be remastered and re-released on the Xbox and the PC version with full crossplay. Basically, they would make the Master Chief Collection again, but with Gears of War instead of Halo, and it's reportedly going to be released roughly a year before Gears of War 6 as a way to build the hype and revive the Gears of War player base. But if Gears 6 is shown off in June, what about the Remastered Collection? When is that going to be coming out? Well, there are a couple theories. The most believable theory, in my opinion, is that Microsoft is going to reveal both Gears 6 and the Remastered Collection at the June showcase, and while Gears 6 isn't going to come out until next year at the earliest, the Remastered Collection will drop by the end of 2024. It's extremely unlikely that Gears 6 comes out this year because of the turnaround of reveal to release. It's just way too quick for a company as big as Microsoft. Plus, Microsoft already has a pretty packed 2024 release schedule between Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, Stalker 2, and Avowed. With that many games out by the end of 2024, I seriously doubt that they're going to reveal and release Gears 6 alongside everything else. But on the flip side of that, Microsoft knows how annoyed people get when they announce a game and then don't release it for 2 to 3 years. So if Gears 6 is revealed this June, it's certainly going to have a release window of 2025 attached to it so people don't get frustrated. The Remastered Collection, on the other hand, could easily be revealed and released this summer. I've seen some rumors that the Remastered Collection is actually going to be shadow dropped at the June showcase, which would be insane. Gears of War 2 and 3 were never released on PC, so if the entire trilogy was beefed up and released on both the Series X and Steam, that could be a huge revival of the series, especially if Microsoft goes the shadow drop route like they did with Hi-Fi Rush last year. Another possibility is that the Remastered Collection is revealed in June and then drops later in the year after a bit of marketing, and maybe even with a cool physical collector's edition, which would be appropriate because the original Gears trilogy was known for having awesome steelbooks and collector's editions. Basically, what I'm saying is if the Remastered Collection is real, it's absolutely going to come out before Gears 6, and if Gears 6 is going to be revealed in June, it's absolutely going to come out in 2025, which means that the Remastered Collection will likely be out before the end of the year in order to give the two releases some breathing room from one another. There's also a possibility that the Remastered Collection also releases on PlayStation 5, mainly because of Microsoft's new strategy of basically allowing people to play Xbox games on whatever device they want. Now, the main question is will that be enough to revive the franchise? Gears of War used to be the bigger Halo in terms of Xbox Live player counts, and it was one of the best-selling first-party Xbox games of all time back in the 360 days. But ever since Epic Games handed the series off to the Coalition, things have been on a steady decline in terms of popularity. That's not to say that Gears 4 or 5 were bad games, but they certainly were below the standards of the original trilogy, and the franchise definitely needs a bit of a kick in the pants to get back on track, which again I think could easily be achieved with a re-release of the original trilogy. Let's just hope that Microsoft seizes the opportunity, because if Gears 6 releases without any kind of franchise revival, that could end up being a huge disappointment. Gears of War was an extremely influential franchise, and if it weren't for that original trilogy, we probably would have never gotten other third-person games like Uncharted, The Last of Us, or countless others that took notes from the original game's cover system and epic presentation. Gears of War could absolutely be revived in the modern gaming landscape, but Microsoft is going to have to put some real juice behind Gears 6, and I truly think it would be in their best interest to get that Remastered Collection out as soon as possible to get people talking about the series again. But let me know what your thoughts are about all this stuff in the comment section below. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe with your notifications turned on so you're not missing out on any future gaming news. Thanks again to today's sponsor, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.